Why are oil companies such a hot hacking top?
Yeah, well, it's a really interesting question, and that's sort of what got me interested in the first, because you think about the big hacking attacks that we've heard about, banks and retailers. You get that, for criminals, they get that instant payback, and with energy, that doesn't really seem to be there. But there are a couple things to remember. One is, energy is traded. You could get some kind of edge from snooping that way. Also, obviously, for competitors, any kind of business information. But then there's this other component, and it seems like most of these attacks are coming from foreign nation states doing industrial espionage, which could be used to actually, like in a cyber war kind of a way, to actually create a physical damage by infiltrating.
Like I'm going to shut down the utility or a nuclear reactor or something along those lines. Is that sort of the implication?
That's the fear, yeah.
So how prepared are energy companies? I mean, we know that retailers were not. The government is also still struggling with hackers.
I mean, it's a huge issue, and it's certainly, all the cybersecurity companies are very eager to try to sell them more of these services to help them prepare. It's interesting. It's unintended consequences. A lot of these physical infrastructure systems were brought online since the big blackout on the East Coast to try to, improve reliability, and what people didn't really anticipate was once you connect everything, that creates this new, what they call, attack surface.
So how much do they have to spend so far, or have they spent so far?
It's billions a year, and that's a number that's supposed to increase.
Is there some sort of I don't know, clues that we can find in terms of the types of companies they hack? Is it U.S. based? Is it different country based? Is it the big guys, small guys? Is there a theme here?
Well, I mean, a lot of the attacks, it depends kind of whose side you're on, but they sort of point to, the usual suspects, the countries that you would guess. But, it goes both ways in a lot of ways. Let's not forget, so the Snowden documents, one of the things that they showed was there was a big controversy a few years ago that one of the targets for the NSA had been Petrobras.
Right, okay, so it doesn't necessarily mean it's Russia or China.
And a lot of it, and last year a big attack was that Russian hackers were allegedly looking into North American utilities, basically trying to infiltrate the system so that they might be able to take control later on.
And then you mentioned utilities, so is that more where the risk is, or are these drillers? What kind of energy companies are getting hit the hardest?
It's the whole range.
Across the board?
Yeah, I mean, all these things are online, they're all run by computers, and that's an opportunity where you could have physical damage from a cyber attack.
And what does this do to their cost basis? I mean, you know that oil companies are dealing with the lowered oil price and struggling there in their capex. They're already cutting. Like, how much of an incremental earnings bummer will this be for oil companies?
Well, that's actually probably one of the reasons why the industry has been maybe slower to adapt than finance, for example, is there hasn't been that sort of immediate huge wake-up call, and they don't have customers who are banging down their doors demanding it like you would when it's it's a credit card or a bank. So that's one of those things that is sort of has the cybersecurity industry clamoring to before it's too late, let's wake up to this and take this seriously.
Like, don't wait for the big catalyst. Get in.